So, you've acquired yourself a flyback transformer and wish to make some cool arcs. Let's get started. A flyback transformer comes in different shapes and sizes, and each one is configured differently than the next one. This is the core of the flyback transformer, and these pins around the cores are tappings which connect to different windings wound on the core of the flyback transformer. These pins on the outside are connected to the high voltage capacitor. Some flyback transformers are not provided with the high voltage capacitor. Regardless, we are not going to use them. It is often impossible to find the technical documents for these transformers, so we need to perform some tests to determine which pin corresponds to which tapping and which winding of the transformer. I have listed out the tests we are going to perform these pins. Make note of them. This here is the general circuit diagram of the transformer. We need to determine the points M, Y and Z. The point X is the wire connected to the suction cup. Our transformer has 10 tappings or 10 pins around the core, and we are going to represent them with alphabets A through J. The first test we are going to perform is to find the point M. We need to develop the circuit diagram shown here to perform this test. Take the positive lead of the voltmeter and connect it to the wire coming out to the suction cup. Take the negative lead of the voltmeter and connect it to the ground of the power supply. Take the positive lead of the power supply and connect it to pins A through J and make note of voltage reading in the multimeter. It's 5.5 volt on D. The point D is the negative terminal of the secondary. To determine the pins corresponding to the primary winding, we are going to measure the resistance of each pin with respect to every other pin. We are looking for resistance that is close to the value 1 ohm. Take your ohm meter and start with pin A and its resistance with respect to every other pin. Zero 0.9 ohms. We find from the resistance test that the pins A and B, C and F, E and F, G and H, and C and E are the candidate pairs for the primary terminals. We need to do the polarity test to determine which one of them actually is. Now for the polarity test, you need to develop a relay tripping circuit. You can also send a short pulse of DC voltage across the primary winding to determine the polarity, but this method is more efficient and yields better results. To develop this circuit, connect the positive terminal of the trip coil of the relay to the positive terminal of the 5 volt DC supply. Connect the negative terminal of the trip coil of the relay circuit to the collector of the power transistor. Connect the emitter of the power transistor to negative of 5 volt DC power supply. Now this is the tripping circuit of the relay, and it will be controlled from the base of the transistor. The base of the transistor will be connected to resistance around 1.5 kilo ohms, which will be controlled by pin number 13. One more thing we need to do is connect the ground of the Arduino Uno to the negative terminal of the power supply. Now upload this code into your Arduino. Again, connect the positive terminal of the relay tripping circuit and connect it to the positive terminal of the 5-volt supply. Connect the negative terminal of relay tripping circuit and connect it to the collector of the power transistor. Connect the ground of the power transistor to the negative of the relay tripping circuit. Connect the pin number 13 with a code uploaded onto it and connect it to the base of the power transistor. Take the ground of the relay tripping circuit and connect it to the ground of the Arduino. You can tell by the sound that the relay tripping circuit is working perfectly. Now we are going to do the polarity test on the transformer. Okay, so to do the polarity test, connect the positive lead of your voltmeter to the wire coming out from the suction cup. Connect the negative lead of your voltmeter to the high voltage secondary terminals, neutral or negative point. Take the ground of the 12-volt power supply and connect it to the point A, and take the positive terminal of the 12-volt power supply, connect it to the point, connect it to the wire that goes into the common of the tripping relay. Take a wire out from normally closed or normally open terminal of the relay and connect it to the point B. Power your relay tripping circuit and make note of the highest value of measurement on your voltmeter. That's 24 volt. Now connect the negative terminal of 12-volt power supply to point B and connect the wire coming out from the normally closed or normally open terminal of the relay tripping circuit or relay and make note of the measurement. We are looking for the highest value. That's 39, 14, 16, okay, 17 volts. Continue this test for all the candidate pairs for primary winding and reverse of the candidate pair of the primary winding. The pair that gives you the highest value of positive voltage are your primary winding terminals, and the order in which the positive terminal and negative terminal are connected for the highest value gives you the polarity of your primary winding.